On the morning of March 1540 for BC, Rome woke up unaware that its old world was about to end. The Republic had survived wars, rebellions, invasions, and centuries of political chaos. Romans believed their system, messy, violent, and corrupt as it was, would always find a way to endure. Power was meant to be shared. No king would ever rule Rome again. That promise was sacred. And yet, by noon that day, the Republic was already dying. At the center of it all stood one man, Julius Caesar. Caesar was not born a king. He rose through charm, intelligence, ambition, and ruthless skill. He conquered Gaul, expanded Rome's territory, and returned as a hero loved by soldiers and common people alike. He rewrote calendars, reformed debt laws, and stabilized a republic that had been tearing itself apart through endless civil wars. But power has a way of making people nervous. The Roman Republic was built on fear of tyranny. Kings had once ruled Rome, and Romans believed monarchy was the worst fate imaginable. So, when Caesar crossed the Rubicon River with his army, an illegal act of rebellion, and later declared himself dictator for life, alarms rang everywhere. Too many senators. Caesar was no longer a reformer. He was a threat. The Senate watched as he accepted honors once reserved for gods. His statue stood among kings. He wore purple robes. Crowds cheered his name louder than they cheered the Republic itself. Even when he claimed he did not want to be king, no one believed him. Fear hardened into conspiracy. A group of senators decided Caesar had to die not for personal revenge, they told themselves, but to save Rome. They called themselves Liberators. In their minds, murder was not a crime. It was a duty. Among them was Brutus. Brutus was no ordinary conspirator. He was respected, philosophical, and closely connected to Caesar. Some sources even suggest Caesar treated him like a son. Brutus struggled deeply with the decision, torn between loyalty to a man and loyalty to an idea of the Republic. In the end, the idea won. Warnings came from all sides. A soothsayer reportedly told Caesar to beware the Ides of March. His wife, Calpurnia, dreamed of his death and begged him not to go to the Senate. Friends sensed danger. Caesar hesitated, but arrogance and fate walked together that day. He dismissed the warnings, mocked superstition, and went anyway. The Senate meeting took place at the Curia of Pompey, since the usual Senate house was under repair. As Caesar entered, the conspirators surrounded him, pretending to petition for favors. Then it happened. A senator grabbed Caesar's toga. Another struck him from behind, daggers flashed, chaos erupted. Caesar tried to defend himself, but blows came from every direction. According to tradition, when he saw Brutus among the attackers, Caesar stopped resisting. Et tu, Brute, you too, Brutus, whether he said those exact words or not almost doesn't matter. The moment captured everything. Betrayal by enemies is expected. Betrayal by friends is shattering. Caesar fell at the foot of Pompey's statue, his former rival stabbed 23 times. Blood pooled on the Senate floor. The most powerful man in Rome was dead. The conspirators believed they had saved the Republic. They were wrong. Instead of restoring balance, Caesar's assassination unleashed chaos. Rome did not celebrate freedom. The people mourned. Caesar's funeral became a political explosion. His body was displayed publicly. His wounds were shown. The crowd turned furious. Civil war followed. The conspirators fled or were hunted down. Brutus and Cassius would later die by suicide after defeat. And in the power vacuum left behind, a new generation rose, more ruthless, more organized, and far less interested in sharing power. One of them was Caesar's adopted heir, Augustus. Within years, the Republic was gone. Rome became an empire. This is the great irony of Caesar's assassination. The men who killed him to prevent dictatorship actually guaranteed it. They removed a single ruler but destroyed the system that could have resisted the next one. Caesar's death did not save freedom, it buried it. The assassination of Julius Caesar is remembered not just for its drama but for its lesson. Political violence rarely restores order, it creates martyrs, chaos, and unintended consequences. Power does not disappear when a leader dies, it simply changes hands. Rome traded the illusion of shared rule for the reality of absolute power, and all of it began with a knife raised by men who believed they were doing the right thing. That is why the Ides of March still echo through history. Not as a warning about ambition alone, but about what happens when fear, pride, and idealism convince people that murder can fix a broken system. Because once blood replaces law, there is no going back.